everybody, and welcome to the channel. Welcome to my indoor garden green space. In today's video, I have a few things at my feet that I've been picking up and holding on to for several weeks now. Some things are a couple of weeks old, some things are a week old, some things are just a couple of days old. And I want to show you what I have. I am continuing to try and increase the garden in many ways by adding flowers, shrubs, food of varying different types. And I'd like to show you what I have going on right now. If you'd like to see what that is, stay tuned. Hey everybody, my garden seat is rolling off, trying to take me away. I don't know whether or not I've shown you any of what I'm about ready to show you. I know what I have in my hand. I have not shown you this because I picked this up here, I want to say this week, and I'm in the middle of getting ready to sow a couple of these seeds in the greenhouse right now, and I wanted to show you what they look like before I do that. Now, I've tried this seed before, and I bought a seed similar to this one. Actually, I think it was the same exact seed, but it was a different seller. And I'm going to try stevia one last and final time. The first seeds I purchased were from Baker Creek, and I didn't get any germination out of those seeds. I'm not going to say it was all my fault. I'm just going to say that I sowed them on top of the soil. I kept the soil moist, and I didn't get anything. So the next seed I bought was a botanical interest. I think I got maybe one seed to germinate, and you don't get a lot of these. There's a little bitty white packet in here. It's a tiny little packet, and so you don't get a lot of seeds when it comes to the stevia. And in the garden right now, I think there might be one or two tiny little plants that have grown. It might even be a weed. I don't even know. But I want to try stevia one last time. If I cannot get stevia to grow, I'm done with it. And I've heard many of you talk about common sorrel. And so I was in the store. There are a couple natural stores I shop at, and they sell botanical interest seeds. Sometimes they're the same seeds, sometimes they're different seeds. But this particular store, they had, and I hadn't seen this before, they had common sorrel. So I bought some common sorrel. Excuse me. I'm trying to increase the amount of greens, salad greens that I get to bring into the house because I don't want to have to purchase that at the store anymore. I'm over it. And I was gifted some wild bergamot, and I cannot remember the name of the channel. If I can find the email, because I keep almost all emails. If I can find the person who sent that seed to me, I'll put her name below. And if I don't, and you're watching, you know who you are. Thank you very much, ma'am. I've had wild bergamot in my garden before I left North Texas. So I want to say about maybe 2 years ago. And I didn't get it again. So I still have some seeds that I was gifted, but I also bought some wild bergamot. It has a very unique smell. It's a very unique looking flower. The petals are very unique looking. And so I want to put this in the garden. What drew me to buying this seed was not the fact that it has a butterfly on it, because we all know what happens when you get butterflies. You get caterpillars, and we all know what caterpillars do to your plants, right? So that's not what drew me. What drew me was that hummingbird. And I do want to have hummingbirds in the garden. So wild bergamot. So that's going to go into the garden. Now, I purchased some lamb's ear, I want to say maybe 2 years ago, from a nursery that I absolutely adore. They're in Canada, but it costs a lot of money to ship all the way from Canada all the way to South Texas. So I opted this year not to purchase any more lamb's ear plants. And I happened to see Linda at Sweet Tomato Vine Homestead, and she was planting lamb's ear seed. And I thought, oh, I've never tried to grow it from seed. Let me see if I can find some seeds. And I went on, of course, Amazon, because Amazon has, I think, everything. I don't know, but if they don't, they're real close to it. And I found some lamb's ear seed. And there's a significant amount of seed in the bottom. So I'm going to start some lamb's ear. I'd like to put some of this in the front garden flower bed, maybe in the cut flower garden flower bed, maybe in my, sorry, y'all, I dropped it on the floor. Maybe I just started a, well, I can't say I just started it, but in my dog run, I was putting a butterfly garden. And many of you who have been watching my channel and have read my community posts, and if you haven't, this is my first time talking to you about it. I lost my eldest bulldog, and I only had one because I had rehomed the youngest one to my sister because my eldest bulldog was not having it. She let me know she only wanted to be the only one in the house. And so there was lots of fighting and biting and drawing of blood and gnashing of teeth. And so the youngest bulldog had to be rehoused. And my oldest girl got sick unexpectedly. I can't even call it sick. She exhibited signs last Monday of breathing heavy. If you know anything about bulldogs, they're heavy breathers when they're playing and exerting themselves. And she just was not sounding like herself last week. And last Tuesday, I rushed her to the vet because I knew that she was in distress by her behavior, and she succumbed on the way to the vet. So, with that being said, I decided to turn the butterfly garden over near the dog run into a memorial garden. And so I had begun to plant some stuff over there, but some of the stuff that I'm going to show you in just a moment, once I stop waffling, is for that garden. And I have been strategically planting over there for some time, but now I'm more purposeful in some of the things I'm putting in. So I may put some lamb's ear over there because my girl used to love to smell the flowers. It was the oddest thing how she just loved to smell flowers. So I went back to Tractor Supply. I had been to Tractor Supply before over the past 2 or so, maybe even 3 weeks, when they first started putting out their spring everything. And I happened to see a bunch of stuff, some climbers, some bushes, some roses. If you haven't seen that video, I'll put it in the iCard somewhere so you can see what I saw. And I've never been attracted to hydrangea. I know before y'all come for me, I just never was attracted to hydrangeas. I think if y'all hear all that hollering, I do apologize. There's something going on. I think my neighbor is having a birthday or something. So there's lots of screaming on the street. So I do apologize for that if you all can hear that hollering. So I bought some hydrangea because I liked the size of it. I like the color of the flowers. There's multiple little petals, and I thought it would be a good plant to put in my memorial garden. So with that being said, I bought 3 bare root hydrangeas, and I'll show you what they look like. Like I mentioned, I've already been planting, and I do apologize if I'm long-winded today, y'all. I've been long-winded for probably the last 3 videos. That's just how I feel. So excuse me. I saw this one and it said hardiness from zone 3 to 8. I'm in 8B, so I'm hoping that this will survive. This is a plant pollinator attractor. It also attracts butterflies. That's another reason why I got it, because that was originally going to be a butterfly garden because my girl used to love to smell the flowers. And so when I saw this hydrangea, this is the hydrangea piggy. I think that's how you say that. P-E-E-G-E-E, piggy. And so when I saw it, I thought that would be a really good plant to put in her area. A light dusty pink with a beautiful white. And so right now I can put it in the ground from January through May. We're in the month of February, so I've already begun planting these. I did put one on my side flower bed near the front of my house because I have a white garden at the front of my house and a white garden in the back. And so I did put this on the side. So if it turns pink, hopefully that pink won't be so distracting because it's not the first thing you see when you come up to my house. It's on the side. So I thought that was a really nice, I hope you all can see, a really nice plant to put there. And its bare root is dormant. This one does not seem to be waking up, but the one I put in the ground already did have, well, maybe it does have a little something. I don't have my reading glasses on, y'all, but it still looks dormant to me. So I have 3 of these. I'm gonna put some in the garden as I mentioned. Let's see, this one, I think this might have been the one that had a little something on it. Yeah, can you all see that that little bit of piece of green right there? I hope y'all can see that. And I know that it's going to take a long time for this to actually be something. I'm okay. I'm okay with putting something in the ground and watching it grow. To me, that's part of the fun. Moving on. I was at Walmart returning something, and of course, I go through the garden center each and every time because that's just how I live my life. And they had just put out all of their little bare root little pouches of stuff. That's how I got the strawberries up there. And if you all saw my last video, you'll know that I bought a pack of strawberries. I'm not doing it again. That's the last time I'm buying strawberries. If they don't last, I'm not buying them again because they say strawberries are full sun. No, they are not. That not Texas sun, they're not. So we're gonna see how that goes. I'm gonna underplant those, but that's not what this video is about. Sorry, scatterbrain. And so when I was there, I saw these beautiful festive Maxima peony. And I thought this would be so pretty in the memorial garden as well. It's a perennial, it comes back every year. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to establish perennial flowers. I'm trying to put those in and grow annuals in the greenhouse every year so I can pop those out there. But I thought this would be a really pretty addition to the memorial garden as well as the front flower garden and maybe even the white garden in the back. Now, if you see that flower, I hope you all can see, it is white. It does have some either red or pink in the center, but I think that brings beauty in your white garden when you can see just a tiny twinge of other colors. The main color is white, but you can see a twinge of something else. So this is going to go in the white garden in the back. I've already planted some of this on the side of my front garden in the front. I opened up one of these pouches and you all probably cannot see in there. You might be able to see. It's beginning to sprout. I'm trying to get it to a place where, there you go. It's sprouting. So I found some that were sprouting, and the pouch that I've already put in the garden, there, it was supposed to be 1 bare root. There were actually 2 in that bag. So I'm hoping I get 2 in all of these. That might have been a fluke. I don't know, but we'll see. But I got 3 of these, and I've already put 1 in the garden already. So these have to go in the memorial garden, and the other one is going to go in the back. But I have not been able to go and do that just yet, but I will maybe tomorrow. There's only so much I can get done in a day. I had a subscriber ask me, how many hours do you have in a day? You seem to do so much. I do burn the candle on both ends sometimes, as you all can probably see. Sometimes I burn the candle on both ends. I'm trying to do better. I've already shown you guys the elephant ears. I have yet to put those in the ground. Again, just a lot of stuff going on. They are not showing me that they're waking up yet, but I still do have the mammoth ones. I thought I could start these inside, but then I read it says mammoth, and I'm hoping that these can get like really, 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 really big. And we'll see. But they say mammoth, so we'll see. But these are going to go towards the back fence. Now, I love gladiolas, and my girlfriend gifted me some red ones many years ago, and for some reason, I only got one season out of them. I had them in a pot. So I saw these at Walmart. There's 15 bulbs in here. So I'll be planting these probably um, in the cut flower garden somewhere, because I think these are absolutely gorgeous. If you all have not figured it out yet, I love red. I know I've said it, but I really do. And this is called Arabian Night, and these are gladiolas. Absolutely beautiful. So these are going to go into the garden. I'm going to try to get them. I'm going to try to get everything planted this weekend. But I've had some things that I've been working on, y'all. So outside of garden stuff, you know. And then my aunt gave me a canna, a piece of her red canna. Well, that young canna sprouted 2 pups. So now I've got 3 cannas in the black greenhouse. But as I was about ready to leave Walmart, I happened to look over in the box that has the cannas that are in the bag. And y'all, look, this thing had broke out of the bag. And I said, okay, so you want to go home with me? I see you. Oh, I see you. I couldn't leave it. I couldn't leave it. So this is a dwarf mix. It's supposed to be red, yellow, and maybe a tiny twinge of orange. And so I lost my cannas because when I moved from North Texas down to South Texas, my garden was exposed. It was in one of my family members' backyard. It was just dumped in the backyard. There was no cover. The only cover I had was that one little bitty green greenhouse. And so everything else was just exposed. And so there were some things that I lost. And so I do want to have cannas in the garden. I really would love to put this in the ground, but I'm a little nervous about it because cannas can get really big. And I'd love for them to get really big, but they are not, they're tropical. So I think they might die if I put them in the ground and we get a nasty winter. So I don't know. I'm thinking about what I need to do. If you have any thoughts on it, put it in the comment box below, because I'm thinking about putting these in the ground. I don't know, y'all. So that's what I have in this bag, and I'm trying to keep it from getting smushed. And I think that's it. I really think that's all that I have. I think I showed you all the other stuff that I bought from Tractor Supply, because I have not put any of these things in the garden. I have been just onesie twosie and cleaning up and moving things and covering and uncovering and watering and all the stuff that we have to do. So I still have my bag of potatoes down here that I talked to you guys about in a previous video. I don't know if I even bothered to show you all this, and I may have to take this back to the store because I feel like I'm over this already. I have purchased for the past 3 seasons purple passion asparagus from Tractor Supply. There's supposed to be 3 roots in here. And what I have found is the purple asparagus are always all dried up and dead. And I've had to send them back or take them back because they were absolute garbage. And I cannot say that I've had anything else from Tractor Supply that has been so disappointing. But the purple asparagus has been an absolute disappointment for 3 seasons. And the only reason why I tried it again this year is because I'm trying to put more dark leafy greens and dark vegetables in my garden. I want to try to have the dark there. And so I'm going to soak these the way you're supposed to, and I'm going to get them in. I have an asparagus pot that I grew the young asparagus from seed. And since this is 3 crowns, I have enough space in that pot to put these crowns in that pot, because that asparagus is already beginning to throw up asparagus shoots. I noticed it today. And so I want to try to put this in that pot as well, because it's only three crowns or 3 roots. So I'm going to soak that and get that in the garden hopefully tomorrow. But I've got a couple more appointments I have to go to. So that that, my friends and family, is all I have to show you. If you all have not figured it out yet, this space in my garden right here is where, when I get out of my car, because my car is over there, when I get out of my car and I have anything gardening related, it all just kind of sits right here until I'm ready to actually deal with it. And it's been a hectic week for me. And so I have not been, well, actually 2 weeks actually, I have not been dealing with all of my gardening stuff the way I need to, but I'm trying to get back into the swing of things. So I do want to say thank you all for all your kindness, your comments. I took a 1 day off and didn't post a video. I just needed some time um, to just be human. And so I want to thank everybody who sent me their kindness. I really do appreciate it. It meant a lot to me. It really, really did. And so I'm getting back into the swing of things. And so tomorrow, because I wasn't unable to do any gardening today, today was take the car to the shop day, and we all know how that ends up being expensive. Oh, one last thing. I went to because I almost forgot. I'm looking right at it. I went to the Dollar Tree, and I think I told you guys that on my black greenhouse there's gutters, and on all sides there's four ends to those gutters, and they all run off water. And I think I showed you all, I have one that has a pool noodle that goes down into the water barrel, where now I have 3 water barrels on the front of my black greenhouse. And I went over, where I went back to the Dollar Tree, and they had their pool noodles because they didn't have them when I went before. And I found some pool noodles, so now I can hopefully gather water from all of those gutters. I got 2 of them, and I'll be cutting them down. Um, and they're also good for insulation, y'all. If y'all have any exposed pipes in your water spigot and all that, these are good for insulation. So they're a lot cheaper at the Dollar Tree than they are at anywhere else. So I got the pool noodles. So I'll be putting those out because I do want to try to maximize collecting as much rainwater as possible. So again, that's all I have. You all don't want to see the 2 bags of compost that I picked up, or the 2 bags of wood chips that I picked up, because y'all have seen what kind of compost and wood chips I use. And if you haven't, visit some of my previous videos. You'll see what I use. So I want to say thank you again for joining me in my indoor garden green space, looking at a couple of things that I picked up that I really need to get in their proper space. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment. Don't forget, let me know what you think about, do I put these candles in the ground or do I put them in a really big pot? Because I have maybe 5 30-gallon pots in the back of the garden, and I think I could put some candles in there. I think I might have a space or two to put some candles in there. So let me know what you think. So yeah, that's it for me. I hope to see you guys again in the next video. Until then, bye for now.